Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be building sort of a fun little shaker card kind of thing, and I'm also going to be doing some foiling. So I've got my fuse tool out, I've got my laminator out, so I've got all my heat tools out today. But anyway, I'm starting with a piece of Brutus Monroe 12 by 12 paper, and I've already cut it down. I'm going to be doing sort of an A2 size card size for my shaker card. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is some of their vintage textiles paper. So this is what the rest of it looks like. I just cut it down. It's really pretty. It's a really pretty background design, and it's great for coloring. And it's printed with toner, so you can go ahead and foil it. So I'm going to try that today. I've got some of this Heidi Swap foil that I grabbed on sale. It's a really pretty blue. And there my laminator is heated up. So so I don't have a mink, I have a laminator. So I'm going to kind of show you how I do this with a laminator. Basically a mink is a laminator, it's just got the different settings and it's built for foiling, so it's got a few kinks worked out already, but you can do this with a laminator. You just need your paper, and it's got to be printed with a laser printer, not ink. Because it has to be toner for this to work. And I know with the mink they have those pockets that you can stick things in. With a laminator you don't really have those, so you need to put your paper or whatever you're foiling into something. I'm just using a piece of regular printer paper, and then you go ahead and you take your foil and you stick it right over the top of whatever you're foiling. You want the shiny side up because that's the part that is going to be seen on the outside. And just make sure that you got it in there. And I try to make sure I don't have any of that foil sticking out. I don't want to risk making a mess in my laminator. I don't know if that will ruin it or anything, but I just don't want to risk it. So here's my laminator. It's a really simple one. I don't even know what brand it is. My husband got it for me for a gift one year. So anyway, you just go ahead, once you have your sort of laminating sandwich made, go ahead and run it through your laminator. And it will take a little bit because it goes a little bit slow. Turn it this way so you can see. Alright, so moment of truth. Now this is going to be hot, so be careful, and just go ahead and peel up that foil, and you can see how pretty that is. Woohoo! That's gorgeous. So I did go ahead and I ran it through twice just to make sure it sticks. I don't know if that's really necessary. I just don't have a heat setting on my laminator, but it does work for foiling and these Brutus Monroe papers, so that's really awesome. So I'm going to turn off my laminator and set it aside, let it cool down, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of build the rest of my card here. I think I'm going to start with a nice red color, so I have Wagon here. And you can blend with these surface inks the same way you can blend with any other ink. And if you're worried about getting too much ink on it first, just tap it off beside your paper and then blend in from this side. Alright, and I really like that bright background. Alright, so now to build my shaker card. I need to make a pocket for this, and I'm going to do that using my fuse tool. And I have some of these plastic scrap pieces. I was given a big pack of 12 by 12 plastic page protectors, And I don't really use them because I don't do a whole lot of 12 by 12 scrapbooking. But they work perfectly with my fuse tool for building shaker cards or pocket pages or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and use that with this card today. And I'm just going to show you how I like to build my shaker cards. Okay, so I like to go ahead and put all of my elements that I want to put into my pocket on top. And I use a tiny bit of adhesive just to glue it down. And I'm going to rub off that adhesive later, so I don't want to put a whole lot on. But I do want to hold it in place. Now this page I already halfway used, but it's already connected here and here. So I'm going to go ahead and use those sides and just adhere it down into this corner. I am going to leave a little bit of room because I want to be able to easily take this in and out of its pocket. And I do want to put fuse this side just to make it look like all the sides are evenly fused. Alright, so my fuse tool has been heating up for a good 20 minutes probably at least, and you do want to give it time to heat up. That way when you are fusing it goes a lot smoother. And I do like to use the ruler. It has some grippy feet so it's not sliding all over on your plastic. Now like I said, this side is already closed, but I want to get this sort of fused line on there just to make it look the same on every side. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up, and if you have a craft mat that has if you have a craft mat that has lines on it, go ahead and use that. I don't. So I'm just eyeballing it. Now when you're using the fuse tool, you want to put a little bit of pressure, and you do want to go kind of slowly, but you don't have to overdo it. You don't have to push terribly hard, and you don't have to, you know, sit there on the plastic, because if you sit too long it will melt. So I have that side fused. Now I want to go ahead and do this side. Let's see. Okay. Alright. So I have 3 sides fused, and I'm going to leave the top open for now because I do want to put some glitter and some sequins and different things in there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and I do like to use my paper trimmer because it works really well and it gives me a nice straight cut so it looks really nice and professional. So I'm just going to line this up a little bit outside of that line that I fused and then cut. And since this is a card, it's not going in a planner or anything, I'm going to go ahead and cut this part off. I don't need that. So now you have made a custom pocket to slip your card into. And like I said, I'm not going to fuse it up yet. I am going to be writing a personal note on this card because I have someone in mind that I'm going to send it to. But I'll just show you how you can just stick it in there. It's kind of snug. May have needed to leave a little bit more room. And then once I'm ready to fill it, I'll go ahead and fill it up and then just fuse along the top here. And it's going to be like a 1-layer shaker card. But I also want to write on the back before I send it. Otherwise, if you want to go ahead and finish this off, you can always just tape a little note in here or something on the back. Okay, so I do want to go ahead and put a sentiment on the front of my card here, and a little thing I like to do when I'm putting a sentiment on top of a really loud background is I like to stamp it on vellum and then just put like a little piece of vellum here. So it kind of helps that sentiment be seen a little bit easier, but it doesn't take away from the background. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm taking this stamp. This is a Big Birthday Wishes by Simon Says stamp. That's that stamp set. Alright, so this is going to be a 1-layer card. Like I said, I'm going to write on the back. I'm going to write a little note. But just to give you an idea of how to build this shaker card, I'm going to go ahead and slip it in my pocket that I already made. It did end up being a little bit tight, so if you don't like that, you might want to give it a little bit more room, but I think it should be fine. So now I have that inside of my pocket, and then you would just go ahead and fill it with a bunch of different pieces. Glitter, sequins, whatever you choose. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a few different blue glitters because that foil is blue and I want to match that. Shake that in there. I want to get just some of this sort of just disco white, I guess it's called, glitter. Stick that in there. Kind of shake it around, get it going. And then once you have it filled with whatever you want, you would just go ahead and seal up the top with your fuse tool. And since it's a regular card size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, it should fit into one of your regular envelopes. But if it doesn't, just go a size bigger. Or you could even ask your post person or your postman if you could write the address and a stamp and a returning address, and maybe just send it like a postcard. But I would ask about that first because I don't know what all the rules are for sending stuff. But anyway, so that kind of gives you an idea of how to make a fun little shaker card. Lots of fun things you could do. Obviously this is a birthday theme, but it's really simple to do, really easy, really fun if you want to stick in a gift card in there or something. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. If you have any questions, just post them down below. I love hearing from you guys and answering any questions you have. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Bye.